Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Stage 2 Major. It's a good old elimination match, and what a day it has been so far. I mean, what, pick'ems are in shambles. You can basically throw all of your brackets inside of the trash. We literally had to pick Nameless off of the floor. He was so devastated that OpTic is now sitting inside that elimination bracket. But buddy, we're back. Lando and Standy on the cast, and now we've got the Ravens taking on the LA Thieves. Well, buddy, the LA Thieves off of what was at the moment the biggest storyline. I think OpTic versus Toronto now kind of takes that, but Thieves, they looked so good yesterday. I don't know what to expect, my friend.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect either, man. The Thieves, they're on the Cinderella story so far of the major. They come in with a brand new roster. They beat Paris in a 3-0 fashion, and it was dominant from start to finish. And let's see if they can do it again today.
Yeah, but hey, like we said, when it comes down to the Thieves, we don't really know exactly where to put this team at the moment, and maybe we could see some more surprises. But hey, now it's time to go ahead and meet our first team. Go ahead and put not just your hands, but your wings together. The London Royal Ravens. And there you have it, your London Royal Ravens study. We've had the chance to cast over London quite a bit, and to start off stage 2, they looked excellent, but in their last 3, it has been a much different story, my friend.
Yeah, man, I think they just got over that honeymoon stage that we continuously talk about with this team. It's like when they first joined, teams were not expecting what was going on with this roster. Clayster said it in an interview. He didn't expect Paul X to be a god on checkmate control, but he is. So now that the teams have started to know what the Ravens like, what are their favorite maps, what are they most comfortable on, teams are starting to counter it. And we saw the way that they went up against Atlanta FaZe. It was probably the worst performance that we've ever seen out of Dylan specifically. With a 0.4, it's not cutting it. You need to be better today.
Yeah, definitely need to be better today versus a team that looked excellent yesterday. What, the 3-0 sweep versus Legion? That kind of started off the Stage 2 Major in a crazy way. But hey, this team, they're hyped, they're motivated coming in today's match. Let's go ahead and meet the LA Thieves. All right, a new look. Thieves coming into the Stage 2 Major. We talked about Slash, we talked about temp players, kind of put all across the board, but there is the 4 that you're going to see coming into this match, which again, nobody really knew what to expect coming into the Major from this team. At times, it looked great to kind of start off the season, and then you started to see them kind of trickle down a little bit. And then at their lowest, we're thinking probably going to be 3-0 sweep. I mean, what, they're bringing in Drazah. I mean, just in general, just a number of different situations for them. And they come out and they just dominate Paris. Study, where do you think, or I'll say this, what kind of Thieves do you think we see today?
Well, it's going to be hard if you're the London Royal Ravens. There's just no VOD to watch on this team besides yesterday. And every single map that they played yesterday was dominant from start to finish. You had Kenny and Drazah, both with those assault rifles, basically dropping 30 a map. Like, Drazah came in yesterday and was just dominating every single game mode. They won that Search and Destroy 6-0, and they go on to the Control to close it out there. And it's just, like I said, it's going to be unexpected. Will the Ravens be able to read these guys? So far, the first map is going to be Apocalypse, and the Thieves have yet to play this map with any of the rosters that they've had so far throughout the CDL. So this is going to be one of those off-guard maps that the Ravens are not going to be able to read them on. Even though the Ravens are 1-0, they're just not going to be able to catch them on this Apocalypse. Yeah, I'm excited to see what they're able to do here.
And as you called it out yesterday, like the straight out of the gates dominance from the LA Thieves. You see London, they're just like, yeah, we don't really want to play these guys on checkmate. They look pretty good. Like what? Drazah goes like 36 and 22. Unbelievable stuff. Let's go and pull up our quick scope presented by Scump. And I know it's kind of different, right? When we talk about the LA Thieves side, a different looking team. what you very well could just read off 1-0 for hardpoint search, destroy, and control. But it's still good to see in general how this team has looked kind of throughout the season. And on the other end for London, it has been it's been struggles, buddy. I mean, what, they start off the season not getting a single victory in stage 1. Start off stage 2 with some victories. We're thinking, hey, Paul X, this team's the real deal. They're starting to bring it home. And then they've kind of collapsed. They've kind of, kind of been almost out of the conversation as of late. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be good. But I got to say, I am a big fan of the Apocalypse pick off the rip. We talked about Thieves. I don't think they've actually played a new map so far throughout their season. I don't think they've played an Express. I don't believe they've played an Apocalypse as well, as you mentioned. So I don't know, man. This could be a good pick early from Ravens. But as we discussed, after that last series, Ultra 3-1ing OpTic, I don't know what to expect anymore. This could be a London 3-0 for all I know, buddy.
Yeah, it definitely can, man. But this map right here is all about discipline, all about keeping those spawns for those hard points. So for P1 and P2, you want to make sure you're spawning out towards back temple. And then from from P3 to P5, you want to be spawning right where the Ravens are spawning currently, and that's outside the back of P5. But when you're going into this map, like I said, we talked about the assault rifle players, and when you talk about this map specifically, those submachine gun players have to be aggressive, have to be picking up those kills. So I'm looking at Dylan to really step up on this map, number 1.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, I know we're talking about strategy. We're talking about a lot of different things. Just having a quick little issue with the lobby. So, folks, do not fret. We'll be back with game 1 in just a few moments. But hold on. Being told, actually, something a little bit different. We're going to go to the keys to victory. So we're not going to continue to do a commercial break just yet. We'll hope to get to the lobby. We'll hope to get everything kind of figured out. But let's go ahead and talk about the LA Thieves first for our game fuel keys to victory. We talk about strategy. We talk about the Thieves pretty much all day from what we learned yesterday. The study, what are you seeing after what was a solid win yesterday out of these boys?
You got to use yesterday's win as fuel versus a struggling London team. Like you said, they're on a 3-game loss streak ever since stage 2. Drazah needs to continue to show up like he did yesterday. 1.72 versus Paris, 36 and 22 in a hard point. And just keep in mind, Kenny had 30 as well. So it's kind of hard to put up that stat line. And then just keep up with the great comms that we heard yesterday. Great small talk, great coordination between the team. It's definitely showed in that search and destroy. These guys were setting up crossfires that they probably didn't even know they were doing, and they were able to close it out 6-0. So just keep that teamwork, just keep playing and having fun like they've been doing so far.
And I know that me and you were obviously both in the green room yesterday kind of talking over this match, and whenever we did have that Astro listen with the Thieves, we're like, these comms are pretty good. Like, these comms are great. Like, they're good small talk back and forth. And for those that didn't get a chance to listen to our quick little kind of Twitter space, kind of preview for today, Kenny had told me and basically said Venom's like one of the best communicators that he's ever teamed with. So that is a lot of praise out of a rookie player that I know we've had quite a few questions about, at least coming into this game, but or rather kind of into what is his future. But we're going to take a look now at the game fuel keys to victory here for the London Royal Ravens. Study, what are you seeing?
You got to find a rhythm early. So far, like I said, the last 3 series, they have all came in losses. Stage 2, they're on a 7-map loss streak after starting off 2-0. And then Dylan has to be informed, man. Team low at a 0.79 in their last 3 losses. And like I said, a 0.4 versus Atlanta FaZe specifically. And don't play LA Thieves on checkmate hardpoint. We saw the way that they came out yesterday, man. Just the combination between Drazah and Kenny, both dropping 30, just both being consistent. It's going to be a really difficult task for them to handle.
Yeah, it's kind of like a no-brainer. Like, you've lost it your last 3 times. You just see the Thieves just come out and dominate that match yesterday. You know, you kind of expect it. But, folks, we are having just a few problems with the lobby, so don't fret. We'll be back here in just a moment with Apocalypse Hardpoint between Thieves and Ravens. It's an elimination game. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back.
Let's get him, my bros.
Get this bread. Get it. Hustler.
Y'all start right here.
Right here, right now.
Keep the count flowing.
I like the energy already, bro.
Oh, it's a good one. It's a good energy out here, bro. This is a good one.
Game is starting. Game is starting.
Bring out the bro. I'm feeling it.
Yo, ego challenge. Obviously play your life, but f***ing ego challenge, man.
Yeah, play confident, bro. Play confident.
Play confidently. Obviously, don't chow 1 health, but f***ing ego chow.
Yeah, see, we're just watching back there. We're all chowing 1 HP. We're all 1 HP. They're full health with 3 flying out of book.
Yo, ref, can I buy a skin?
I just buy it. No. Good teamwork, good comms. Going, man.
Out funny.
Hard. Can't lose.
Such a good singer.
King time.
Yeah, sing me to sleep, please.
I used to have the full set, the microphone that I never used, drums and guitar. Absolutely lived for it, man.
Hasn't taken on my jersey yet.
No way.
No one said anything. I forgot. I'm back. I'm back. We're Navy, right? Hopefully, I on the right one.
Yep.
He don't give a. Not even.
Oh, I don't have any to give.
The only I give is you.
You know? I'm just actually giving him a.
Oh, they got you on cam right now?
Venom, can you remove your clan tag?
Yeah. Hey.
Whoa.
Yeah, I got it.
Twin tag?
I literally throw my room across the room. My phone's literally across the room.
Chill, take your time. Get on now.
Let's go!
90 seconds. 90 seconds.
Oh. Game is starting now. Good luck, guys.
Go! The highest energy.
Oh, I absolutely love our Astro Comms check, man. It is, it's great. We love the content coming out of the CDL. What teams also doing a phenomenal job as well. I know like a number of different teams throwing some shade on Twitter. It's the major, folks, but it does not get more intense than this. We talked about an elimination game, backs against the wall. Both these teams looking to try and make a solid elimination bracket run, right? We talked about the Thieves. A new team kind of coming together for this moment. Any hype about the roster? He's now the main AR, which is crazy to think about. Then on the other side for London, right? A team that has struggled so far throughout Stage 1 and Stage 2, most recently in their last 3 games. Both just have to kind of put it on the line, and this is kind of your opportunity to do it. One thing that I did want to ask you, Stud, was kind of in reference to Apocalypse specifically. This has kind of been the least picked hardpoint so far throughout this stage, and the major reason for that is because of the team that does pick this map. They obviously have to spawn on the opposite side over here in no man's land. Because of how strong P2 is, a lot of people have been saying it's not worth it. What's kind of your thoughts as we load in here for map 1 on kind of this unfavorable side that London are hopefully going to try and work through here off the start?
Yeah, well, spawning on the bad side is not obviously what you want when you're the team picking this map. You know how difficult it can be. A lot of these hills can be held for a full 60. So you're going to know that London, they're going to try to flip these right off the rip, but gain a lot of time off of P1. It's just all about those setups, man. Just setting up nice and early. You have the potential to hold every single hard point, like I said, for a full 60. Besides this P1, it's all about can you do it. And right now, the Thieves are holding this P1 hard point, keeping control of tunnel. You see number 6 holding down Broken as well. So the Thieves are starting off this hard point hot.
Starting off well, obviously a 21-3 run off the rip, but again, we talked about London working off of the back foot. We'll see kind of what the strategy is for them amidst the rotation, as it will be what player 5 Kenny spawning out player 6 as well. So London, they do have somewhat of a good push. A few players from Thieves not in a great spot to try and really just be there for what has to be a solid defensive hold. You fly in for Temple, it's Venom. A nice double connecting there. A 3 streak for this young man off the rip. And maybe about to find his 4th in a row. The quick shots work out, but it's 3 straight in the feed from London.
So now you're going to see London. They're all going to flood out towards back temples. That's going to spawn 2 players from the Thieves out. So number 7 and number 5 are going to have their hands full, which is going to be Drazah and Kenny. Drazah, Kenny able to take down 1, but here comes the push out of the Ravens from the backside. That's going to be 3 down. Last player is going to be TJ, and the Ravens are able to break in. But if you're the Thieves, you're not really mad. Like I said, man, if you're going from P1 to P2, you want to keep Temple. But they were able to flip those spawns now, so they have the favorable spawns for P3. The only thing is, Zed is here nice and early.
Yeah, that's kind of the second part of this conversation. It's like you want to sort of break P2, and then if you do, the team who obviously is spawning no man's land, which is currently the Thieves, you got 3, 4, and 5. So again, just a number of different things to think about when we talk about Apocalypse. And I gotta say, man, I'm kind of sad that we haven't seen it played as much, but we talk about the major, we talk about, you know, kind of strategies changing up. I'm happy to see it, and it's gonna be fun as we are off to a close game here off the rip, as now we find ourselves over in Lights. Venom, he's got a fist full of fury, taking down Zed, which we know can be that flank player, so problematic. But it's the Scotsman, right? It is Johnny, for a moment, bringing out the SMG, but of course he does have that Krig in his back pocket, making the nice plays, causing a collapse right now as 3 fall for Thieves. Ravens, a great sequence as they are sitting primed to grab this next 30.
So they were able to get 4 dead now, and they were able to flip those spawns for the Thieves. So now the Thieves are spawning out towards back temple, but they're going to just straight up play the rotation. And they were able to win out 2 gunfights, so now they have to push out the back to flip those spawns. They were able to spawn 2 players out. Venom's able to get the 3rd. Only 1 player is going to be left in the back, and TJ's going to take care of him as well. So now the Thieves, they lose spawns, but they were able to break them right back in, and they're going to be set up nice and early for that P4.
Thieves in a nice spot right now over toward Turtle. We talked about the communication yesterday, how it was great. The small talk was excellent. Kenny talked about it pretty much at the start of the day, and how great the comms are from this young core. Let's go and go to an Astro listening with the LA Thieves.
I got both.
You can go. You can go.
I'm going cool.
By the back. Hold the back, actually. Hold the back. I'm moving down.
I'm
full flash. Yeah.
in front. Yeah, Coop, one shot. Yeah, look at Coop, look at Coop.
Coop dead.
It could be low right. Yo, it's one out. That's pretty back. Coop in mid. Yeah, mid, absolute back mid. He's front. He's on the boxes, front P5. They all spawn. They're all on the box. Play could be another one new, bros. Player kills. Alright, I'm framing it up. I'm framing it up.
Looking top P5. Okay.
He's low, Dylan. Good time. I'm gonna top, I'm pretty sure.
I hear you.
Look where you top.
Yeah, top Shawnee.
I got Nate top. In the back. I hit him with Nate top. I'm right at the top.
I spawned half wall.
Yo, top. Top. One more is like, they're low.
I'm gonna pitch low.
Top.
Yeah, two more.
One shot at top. I'll hold the back. Shawnee, one shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Push out. Hit on me, Paul. 2 minutes. I have drop. I have push too. Back dark. 2v3.
Back dark. Watch
out. Yeah, spawn out deep. We spawn out deep. Name me both sides when you probably.
Yeah.
Weapon left too. Yeah. I'll hold right. Low heli. I'm good, right?
I got no one shot.
Okay, low heli. He wants that. You might have right. Yeah, I'll get it. More low right.
Another check. Kind of see exactly how the comms are sounded right now from the LA Thieves. They go on a nice spree. London grabbing the final few seconds. But, Buddy, what'd you make of that quick little comm session we had with the Thieves this time around?
I love the comms, and I love what we were hearing out of Kenny. In that situation right there, they knew that the Ravens players were going to be nice and early in towards P5. So Kenny, he makes the heads-up play, goes right through middle map. He flanks trenches, and eventually they get the break, and we're able to get at least 30 seconds, which now they do have that lead with. They're keeping the players from the Ravens off, but we saw it. Shawnee was able to pick up that artillery. He's going to ping it, try to make sure he locates those players from the Thieves, making sure no players are pushing through broken, have the chance to try to flip those spawns. But as of right now, the Ravens are holding. They're trying to fight back into this game, only being down 20 points.
And London, they get majority time at P5, now sitting well for P2. Good spot for this team, but I know you mentioned in terms of the comms, just really calm, cool, collected. Again, out of this young group, not sure what to expect. I mean, it would be so normal if the comms were just not great out of this team, just given what they've gone through, given the way that this team has changed up so often. But again, I can't talk about it enough. And he just had nothing positive words to say about this group, how they thrive amidst the chaos, and their communication is just excellent. I know, it was you yesterday had talked about how you kind of, maybe look at this LA Thieves team kind of like what your old Envy group like back in the day, how it was just, you just got to go in, guns ablaze, and just try to make it work.
Yeah, and just have some fun with it, man. And it's just like every team is not expecting what they're able to throw at them in these maps so far we have seen out of the Thieves. They won their first series 3-0. Now they're playing Apocalypse for the very first time. It's just hard to do these vetoes versus a brand new team that you don't have any information on. But the Ravens, they're fighting. They're holding this hill right now from the front side. The only thing is, number 8 in Venom is going to be nice and early off the rotation to make sure he's having those spawns for his team for that P3.
A great look ahead out of the Thieves, trying to play chess, right? Instead of checkers, making the early moves. And I guess when we talk about strategy, I mean, like I said, when we talk about a new roster, like for the Royal Ravens, like how do you come into a series study versus a team that you don't really know all about? Like we talked about, they go for the 3-0 yesterday. Like how much do you take from that? Like I know they got rid of Checkmate, but Ravens, they've been struggling on it as of recent. Like how do you do homework where there is no homework to be done?
Well, you just don't, man. You just got to go in there and focus on your gameplay. Where you don't have any information on the opposite team, since the team is fairly new. It's all about just perfecting your gameplay, controlling what you can control, and that's what they are doing so far. They knew that they were confident on this map. Starting off they are 1-0 so far on the season. They find themselves up by at least 40 points now, still having the favorite spawns for that P4, and they are just growing this lead every tick as it goes by. You're the Ravens, like I said, just focus on your game, and so far it's working for them.
Yeah, London may not have a whole lot of homework, but they're playing their game quite well as Paul X into the trenches he goes. Unfortunately, he falls, but that could set up Shawnee for a quick little engagement. Thieves able to break their way in, but London still with those preferred spawns. As you see, as they start to fall, no problem, because they will have the quick setup now toward Turtle. And really, if there are the Thieves in this position, we may see them go for the full wrap just to try and play for spawns. The early time at P4, hey, we may be losing it, but maybe we can play for the future, as London we're doing to them. But that's a nice few picks. 3 fall, and here comes Zed on the flank to shut down TJ. Got a little bit hairy, but London, they're able to wipe him away, and now they're set up quite well as Thieves start to pile in through middle.
And the Ravens can win it here. That's why you see the pushes out of the Thieves, to make sure they're trying to flip those spawns. Because if they know that if they flood that front, it's basically not going to go in their favor. The only player left is going to be Drazah, so he's going to eliminate that player off the time. So no longer the Ravens have that opportunity to win off this hill. They have to set up off the rotation. They have 3 players in the back. The only one that's going to be pushed up for the Thieves is going to be Drazah. He's just playing his life in tools, just trying to throw some shoulders because he has to wait for his team. One push has to come in. They have to try to flip these spawns if they want to fight back in this game.
Yeah, and that's just 2 kills quickly out of this HP as Drazah falls as well. London in such a great spot. There's really only 20 seconds left. You're going to need to see them make some heroic plays. As Kenny falls, TJ was really looking for that pick, maybe open up the setup. But what can Thieves start to pull out? The quick fights over toward the side. Dylan, he's winning those. Just a few seconds away, and there goes Drazah, the dominant player yesterday. And that will be London coming away with the early hardpoint victory. LA Thieves off of what was a solid series yesterday for the Legion. And that momentum now out of the booth, out of the comms, as London answer early.
Yeah, London, they were just winning their rotation fights. I was talking about it before the map, how important it is to making sure you're keeping those spawns towards back tools for those P3 to P5 hills. And that's one thing that London was just able to do time and time again. We saw when the Thieves, they were trying to rotate off that P2. Venom was that player in the back. But once he dropped, the spawns flipped once again. The Ravens get the hill time. They had the spawns. Just came down to those rotations, man. A couple of those key gunfights didn't go in favor of the Thieves, and the Ravens were able to close that one out.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about a number of different plays where it was kind of LA Thieves working from the back foot, and I think that kind of when it came down to that P2 time, I feel like London did a really good job of kind of mitigating that whenever at least LA Thieves had the rotation on the second side. Just really well played from London, and you know, maybe as time goes on, this could be a map that they start to bring into their hardpoint rotation. They kind of bring into their map pool as now they're 2-0. They beat the Guerrillas. I think we actually casted that series. They were great on P2 in that particular series as well. So hey man, this could be a great situation for Ravens. I believe they lost their last 4 opening hardpoints. So we talk about it constantly. The major, it is a totally different ball game.
Yeah, it definitely is, man. You started off on the right foot, winning that first hard point, and exactly how you want to do it. Now, you're going into a search and destroy. The only thing I think about with the Ravens is that 5-1 comeback versus the Subliners. Hopefully, they're able to close it out and just make better plays this time to put themselves up 2-0 in this series.
Definitely, my friend. Well, hey, like we said, London, they answer early. We'll see how they fare off now in the search and destroy versus, again, a hot LA Thieves roster. We head to Miami. It'll be a party. We'll be back, folks, in just a moment.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Stage 2 Major presented by Zinni Gaming. As now we hop into our search and destroy between London and the Thieves. But coming into this next one, we got Miami search and destroy. I'm taking a look quickly through the vetoes. So what, LA get rid of Express, and London they do take away raid, search and destroy. So Study, I mean, what, I know it's kind of early for the Thieves. We could have a number of different talking points about London, but it's pretty much just been a search and destroy, not great. They're losing rounds where they shouldn't have lost. They lose the comeback, you know, yada, yada, yada. But I don't know, man. I just don't know what to expect out of the Thieves coming into the search and destroy. What, they 6-0 yesterday versus Paris? But, like, again, how much do you take from that? I think it was like, it was Nameless bringing up on the desk. Like, you know, do you take a lot from that Paris loss? Or do you, I mean, like, what do you cater that to? Is it Paris not playing well, or is it just Thieves on top? And I really don't know what to expect, kind of expect coming into the search and destroy now, man.
Yeah, I think the Thieves, they were just having fun yesterday, and that's one thing. It was just like they had no stress. They're just playing just to play. It's like an 8 series for these guys since they barely had any time to practice. So this is the thing about Search and Destroy that really scares me. It's just like, what kind of VOD do you have on this team? What kind of pushes are they going to be able to do? We saw them on Raid yesterday win that in a dominant fashion, 6-0 versus the Paris Legion. Obviously, going up against the Ravens, like I said, the Ravens are focusing on their game. So they like this map, even though they're 2-2 on the season. They came in that, ever since Paul X has joined this team, their very first S&D win was on this map with Paul X, and they won it in a 6-2 fashion. So if you're the Thieves, just keep up that momentum that you guys had yesterday in the Search and Destroy. Just keep up that teamwork. They should probably come out on top. But it's looking like the Ravens are just going to do the normal setup off defense, 2B, 2A, and the Thieves are trying to commit towards that A site.
London disobeying the law. What, do you think that'd be the other team, right? Thieves starting to run instead of walk? Regardless, it's for good reason, folks. Early play for the Thieves, as you called it, Study, making their way over at this water side. Nice shots coming in from Shawnee. As Drazah did drop for the first blood, so the early nade comes across. And Kenny, speaking of crosses, has a nice line sight through mid. Really going to try to set up his teammates, as if you're London, you really need a pick right now. But the Krigs firing throughout the map already, as Zed put between a rock and a hard place, but he challenges. And on the other side, it's also another gunfight win. A solid and early defense out of the Raven.
Yeah, it was a great defense. You saw the positioning out of Dylan on that beach side. He was able to open up with the first blood, so that starts to stagger the players from the Thieves. They both decide to go through mid-map, and Paul X with the line of sights with that Crimsix was able to take down 2. And they win that very first defensive round. Now, how do the Thieves decide to play towards their defense? Are they going to get aggressive towards top purple? Because yesterday, on that raid, they were just aggressive on their offensive pushes. They were working bomb plants and just doing everything as a team. That very first round just got early picked, and then everything just crumbled after that. So let's see what they're going to do on their defensive hold right now versus London.
A quick aggressive hit, Paul X. Up and hop in the garage. Quickly fires at almost nothing. Nice shot on the Kenny, but grades work out in the Thieves' favor as Dylan quickly left all by himself. He runs through an explosion. He's a cool guy, so he didn't really look at it too much. But regardless, 1v2, a hard spot, but it's about how influential this guy can be. He can take over games. I think he does get the read that both of them were there. As you see, he is quickly off to the races toward A now.
Love this, love this. Now he's going to rotate it over towards A, so he knows that both players are going to be playing that trade. TJ and Venom are both those submachine gun players, so that's exactly what they're going to do. It's going to be a 2v1, army of 2, trying to locate Dylan. Bomb is going to go down, 40 seconds. Both players are going to rotate through the middle of the map. Just making sure they're staying close to each other, just in case a gunfight doesn't happen, so they can play that trade correctly. But Dylan is playing a perfect position. Time is starting to tick. So far, the Thieves players have not been able to locate him. He's going to hear one slide. Just going to take his time. He's going to hear one to his right. He's going to be able to take him down. Is he going to get the second? Yes, he does. On to Venom. That's what you got to do in those situations, is just play the clock, play the timings, and Dylan is able to walk away with a tremendous 2v1 clutch to put his team up 2-0 on the map.
And like you called it, my friend, I mean, just the great rotation, the great awareness, and just the the defined decision making to say, you know what, I see both of these guys, just going to go for the quick rotation, right? No question about it.
Yep.
Has a plan and is able to implement it well. A solid 1v2 out of Dylan Codd to start off this search and destroy. Momentum clearly in the hands or the wings of the Ravens. Made that joke way too much time. But hey, it still fits. Next offense here for the Thieves. It's top piano. Clearly is the focus, but who is waiting for them? It's pollux. On the other side, it is Zed. And how big was that for pollux to find the opening first blood? He also gets out of dodge, and the kills only continue. Kenny, all by his lonesome, wondering what just happened to his teammates. Where am I being shot from? And London, off to a great start.
And this is what's going on with the Thieves right now. It's them being a fairly new roster. So far, their pushes has not been working out for them. The London Royal Ravens, they have a team push every single time. They set up a crossfire in that top purple. pollux getting the first, Zed with the second, and then eventually getting the third. They're just playing their setups correctly. The Thieves, so far on every single one of their rounds, it just looks like they're all over the place. We need to get some more structure, some more team pushes if you want to try to fight back on this map.
I'm just kind of shocked, man. I'll be honest. Like, this is kind of what I expected to see yesterday. Like, we kind of expected to see the Thieves all over the place. Yeah. But it is London so well controlled off the rip of this S&D. As now they do aim at the possible A push. Dylan getting a nice look from afar. And at 74U, you think an SMG from range? Really? Yeah, it's a thing. 74U, pretty good, especially in that man's hands. And pollux does get the call out that TJ was over at the yacht. TJ's putting in some good work. Maybe final few bullets. Dylan maybe there for the trade, but TJ being so problematic in this position. I don't want to say single-handedly, but primarily is going to require that bomb now to go toward the opposite side, and who other than Zed on the flank to try and rip open the setup. Current 3v3.
Yeah, Zed was trying to make the play. He was able to take down one. But now he's left in a 1v3 with 20 seconds left. The bomb's going to be down. The Thieves are able to walk away with that defensive hold. And it was all on the back of TJ. Getting that first blood, playing his life at this boat area is exactly what he needed to do. He forces all the players to eventually try to overextend and try to pick up that kill. And they just play the trades, play the crossfire. Good defensive hold right there out of the Thieves.
Play from the Thieves and much needed around for this group, right? We talked about this is a young group, all fun and games yesterday, but now we're looking at it, this search and destroy, going down 3-0. Momentum hopefully starts to change up a little bit, as now we'll see what the Thieves looking like on this offense. Current 2-2 spread. DJ looking for that opening engagement over toward top piano. Nothing being spotted as of yet, but in terms of visuals, it's Dylan with the early callouts. And right now for Thieves, I'm going to say in that moment, you really can't afford to drop over toward this beach side, because already we're at 50 seconds. And Shiny is pretty much getting all of the visuals right now. The AR is laying down some fire through every single lane. But Kenny able to find a nice pick and stay alive. Again, we talked about 3 versus 3s. That bomb, it's going to take a while to get rotated fully over toward B. We'll see what the Thieves can do in the meantime.
Yeah, but the positioning out of Zed. Positioning out of Zed. Are they going to be able to spot him on towards this site? It's looking like the rotation is going to come in toward B. By the time he gets there, he has to immediately put this bomb plant down, or they will run out of time.
Oh.
Zed's in such a great spot. Kenny's going to read it. TJ reads it. And now the only player in a position to get him off this site is going to be pollux, but he gains that information that the player has crossed the bomb. So bomb is going to be planted now in a 3v2 situation. He's going to get a hit marker onto someone in garage. Basically, he has all the information on all these players. He's able to take down Venom with some great shots through the truck. Now turns it into a 2v2. But you see what the Thieves are doing. Just backing up to that head glitch, knowing that this is the safety net that they needed. 25 seconds left on the clock. The Ravens need to play quickly and defuse this bomb and get both kills.
It's really just, are they going to be aware of the player who's going to come over the top already? Objective is going to be in. TJ's not going to be there for the challenge. This is going to be a defuse. This is going to be a defuse from the Ravens. It doesn't matter. Johnny able to put that one in for the Ravens, just well coordinated, and really in that spot, I thought we were going to see Kenny TJ pop in from top purple, but unfortunately not. Just a great cover fire, the great support from Ravens to give themselves another round, one that, from a positions perspective, looked pretty good there from the Thieves, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it was a 3v2 situation. That's a round that they're supposed to walk away with. You're not supposed to die to that guy on the bomb. But TJ, he was supposed to make a play there. Throw a shoulder, because I know Kenny was given that information that both players are going to be on the bomb site. So TJ's got to throw a shoulder, try to help Kenny out there. But the Ravens walk away with that 3v2. Now they find themselves up 4-1, 2 rounds away from closing this out. It's looking like they're going to be aggressive towards A. Couple shots coming in through the middle of the map. TJ is able to back down with his life. Venom's going to get spotted. Dylan's going to be aggressive towards him. Here comes the nade. Now he's hurt. Dylan's just going to commit towards this and open up with the first blood.
The aggression on Miami. We love to see it. Zed takes down Drazah from the flank. 2 players fall instantly from the Thieves. Could this be the moment that they start to turn things around? Paul X knows exactly where he is and beams TJ as well. Finds 2 to lock up their 5th round. And the Ravens looking so good in this search and destroy. And if you're a London fan, it is great to see Paul X hitting beams like that. It has been a while since we've had some really positive talking points about this Ravens roster. It's been a few weeks, but boy, what a positive it is for them. Up 5-1. Paul X sitting on 8-2. Rest of the team playing oh so well. I know that we did see a comeback on Express, in which London was up 5-1 over the New York Subliners. Ended up losing that one, but still, just the way that they're playing right now, I don't know if anybody could be able to pull off this kind of comeback. Zed scouting for information early. He's going to get met with quite a few nades. Does drop, so that's good early work out of the Thieves.
So that's going to be first blood now. So it's going to force the players at that A site to wrap back and Paul X to play his life. So the Thieves are just going to push up towards this site. They should be able to work this bomb plant, but look at what the Ravens are doing. They're committing 3 towards mid-purple. So this player in number 6 is going to be TJ. Has to try to play his life to the best of his ability. He's able to try to take down 1, but he's going to get traded. So now it's going to be a 3v3. Drazah is able to take down 1. He spots Shawnee on the flank. I don't think Shawnee spotted him, and Drazah is able to take down the second. Now left in a 1v3 is Paul X.
1v3 makes it a 1v2. Nice shots coming in from Paul early, but still, objective left to be done. Really just runs right into the nade of Kenny. Not a whole lot of stuff you can do in that moment, Study. What, you're just getting beamed from garage, you're trying to take down Kenny, you're destroying every trophy in sight. These are some great shots coming in from Drazah just to make sure that this round could be solidified, but was nearly a 3 versus 3. Drazah quickly turns into 1v3. Good effort in from Paul, but Thieves, they at least stay alive for now.
And just going back thinking about that 3v2 round, this game could be totally different. It'll be 4-3 in favor of the Ravens. And I know the Thieves wish that they can have that round back. But now they need 4 straight to be able to tie up this series. So they're going to have to do the same exact setup they've been doing so far. 2A, 2B. Just looking like the Ravens are going to slowly commit towards purple. Dylan's just going to take his time. Going to take control of this. I think he spotted Kenny in that back alley. So Kenny might be in a position. I call this the silly. Ever since I was watching Silly on this, every time he's always able to pick up a kill. So I call this spot the silly.
I like to see a dance move called the Silly. I don't know. I think Justin Fargo can get down, right? He goes to a lot of those concerts. We love you. We love you, Silly. And he's doing a great impression so far. Really just holding off. What is this? Push waiting to happen for the Ravens. Dylan inching ever closer toward the steps. Elimination tries to throw some utility. Does get some damage, but no kills awarded. On the other end, Ravens have made some good work, grabbing some good real estate. Zed makes the push up, and he now realizes he has to make a push as well. And that side over at A, is going to be the focus for London. You see Venom, you see Drazah, they're trying to figure it out. Where are they at? It's got to be over at A now as the plant goes in. The 3 versus 3 retake. LA Thieves look to try to commit. Venom, close quarter position, and the Ravens, before I can even begin to speak, find all 3 players in a matter of a second and a half. They commit, they make the play, and they lock up this search and destroy. Looking great are London to start off this elimination series, Study.
That last round right there out of Dylan was so huge. He was able to pick up the information that 2 players are going to be left at this B site. So that opens up the middle of the map. He knows that 1 player is usually going to be pushed up on A, which is going to be TJ. He either plays the boat or he plays those steps. But the information, he was able to find that player at the bottom of the steps, get shot by the guy back alley, and then backs away, plays his life perfectly, gives the time for HaLy to open it up with that first blood, and then just plays the rotation, man. That was just such a well-executed push out of the Ravens. They knew exactly what they wanted to do from start to finish, and they close out that S&D, man. This is where teamwork is really starting to prevail in this series.
Yeah, man, teamwork, really, you couldn't say it enough throughout that search and destroy for the Ravens. As we'll here in just a few moments pull up our U.S. Army tactical play. And I tell you what, man, like I said, the teamwork was just on point, as you called it out. Like the Ravens, just a number of different situations. We're talking about how they kind of need to make the play. Certain players kind of going off for the roster, and they just seemed to kind of commit whenever it was the right play to do so. Like they just seem to be kind of very focused in their different situations, and we cannot talk about it enough, right? This round 2, obviously there's a lot of chaos going around the map. We talked about Dylan in this 1v2 position. Actually, it was a 1v3. So 1v3 took down Drazah, and then really once he gets the information study, he said, hey, I'm going over to A.
Yeah, it's just no hesitation, man. He spotted both those players at that B site, immediately cuts the map because he knows both players are going to be running around together. So they were either going to wrap back together or push through, and he decides to play it as they push through. Obviously, the time is ticking. The Thieves need to work a defuse. He's using his headset right now while he's sitting in this corner to his best of his ability. So right now, you see how he's a little hesitant. He probably thinks someone's on bomb, but he gets this information right here with this player sliding, that they're still trying to locate him. He was able to take down the first, and then turns around and kills the second. It was just such a great heads-up play. No hesitation off that rotation for Dylan, and he gets the job done.
Yeah, no hesitation. Had a Dylan COD, and really one of those rounds that kind of sets the tone for the series. But let's go take a look at our Astro Social soundboard. This one coming in from Miles, and it's coming home. It very well could be, Miles. I don't know if coming home means like series or overall tournament, regardless.
What is coming back to London?
It is, man. It's coming back.
It's got to be coming back.
This team, they're looking perfectly in form right now. You see the fist bumps across the cams. These guys are looking so good right now. But can the Thieves respond in our next control? It will be on Checkmate. Saw the Thieves look good in this one. But hey, it could be a 3-0 sweep, folks. Stay with us as we'll be back in just a few moments.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. The Call of Duty League is presented by Zenni, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Zenni Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting zenni.com/gaming.
10-1 out of Insight. This young man, the new player, the new addition, has had some incredible search performances. The man is a beast. Insight. Look at him. Look at him. He's fired up.
Over towards A he goes, but Diamondcon's going to make the read. Diamondcon's going to get the kill. Diamondcon
man lands the shots, and the Diamondcon is absolutely frying right now.
With this break, they can get somewhat of a collection of players and be in a good spot, but Paul has other plans. Last push that can be made from London. 2 players drop. It's all on to the Røkkr. Paul X, there's 2. Hold on a moment. Hold on a moment. That's 3.
9 kills right now, leading the way for his team, but Standy takes down, 1 bullet away. The 5v3 in the wall, babe, with the pistol.
God, all 4 drop, and Standy cuts them all down. What was that?
That's a confidence play right there.
Everybody, welcome back to the Stage 2 Major Elimination game going down right now. But we got to talk about how great these rookies have been, man. You saw a few of the highlights there. Obviously, we talked about it this particular series. We've got, Paul X from the London Royal Ravens. You got Venom from the LA Thieves. I mean, just in general, the impact of the rookies this season study has clearly been felt. We talk about teams that have kind of been struggling a little bit, teams that kind of need a little bit of a pick-me-up, and these guys, these young players have stepped in and really made a major impact. And one of those guys happens to be, of course, Paul X. Comes into the Ravens, makes a difference. What do you like about Paul and what he's done for the Ravens camp?
I love what Paul has done for the Ravens camp. Before he got here, they were not able to get a win. So as soon as he was able to enter the team, they pick up 2 back-to-back. Obviously, they have lost their last previous 3, but that's because teams started to learn about them. So now it's all about just expanding your map pool, getting better as a team, and increasing your win percentage on certain maps that you guys were really bad at. And that all comes with time, all comes with the time that you put in through your practice. And obviously, Paul X is a tremendous player from top to bottom, man. What he's able to do for this team, especially in that slaying department, has definitely improved this roster.
It has. As we're going to take a look at our Astro Social soundboard now. Paul X, we've been talking about him. This is first major tomorrow. Good night, Twitter. Lovely to see. Love to see. It's going to bed at 8:03 p.m. All. Hey, man, I appreciate it. I respect it, right? Going to bed at an early time. Got to be ready, rearing to go. No, man, Paul, we absolutely love the guy. He's been playing so well for this team, as you called it out, Study. And I know we kind of chance to kind of look at the stats for a moment. I mean, those are all, that's just a screaming X factor for me. Like, I don't remember exactly what the stats were exactly, but it's about him, his ability in wins versus his ability in losses. The Ravens, whenever he is going off, they just have a new sign of life. And I think we actually had Paul X's debut series, and it was instant. Like, literally from the very moment that we saw the team, I think it was one of the opening sequences in Hardpoint, you could just tell the team just felt different. That just goes to show you, man, one player can make all the difference for your team. And I know we've been talking about the Ravens a lot, saying how, it's been the struggles as of late. They start off the season, or rather they start off the stage well, but they have really picked it up so far throughout this series. And I'm very, very interested to see if they can lock it up here on Control.
Yeah, man, I like to call this map Paul X Town, because the way that he's able to maneuver this map with his assault rifle, I'm pretty sure he's one of the players that we have throughout the CDL who was able to drop 40 on this map. And honestly, I'm looking at Paul X and Shawnee, because Shawnee, he went huge on that map number 1. We expect Paul X to play great on this one. But on the opposite side for the Thieves, I need Kenny and Drazah to step up in those ARs. We saw them on this map yesterday versus Paris. Drazah had a 1.89, so he's going to need to keep up that slaying department versus Paul X here.
He is indeed. As we fly in, some good old checkmate. We see it pretty much in every series, and I'm expecting that trend to only continue. But I know so far for Ravens, I know Control at times has kind of been good for them, but it really has been this map. So far in Stage 2, I think they're actually 3-0 on Control checkmate. Their last 2 opponents did not even want to play them on this map, so much so that they actually vetoed it out. So this is something to kind of keep in mind. But hey, early on here in the offense, it is the Thieves making some good progress over at A. Halfway through that particular control point is Zed looking to get some work done through the middle side of the map, but it is solid slaying early out of the Thief.
Yeah, so the second tick is already in at A. They have a 2 live advantage. So all they're trying to do is just keep these players off this point, trying to extend that clock. Gonna see a couple of London players wrapping back from the backside. Unfortunately, Venom is gonna drop on that point. I would have liked to see him just play a little better of a spot there, so he's able to try to work towards that finishing. Try to work towards finishing that 8 point by himself, but he's gonna drop. So now the Ravens have map control. You're going to see TJ playing for that flank through plane. None of the players from the Ravens are going to read this, but he's not going to be able to close out that kill. He knows when it's going to be close. He's able to take down Shawnee and get away with his life. So now he's going to get on this 8 point. Like I said, only needed 1 tick. Able to win that engagement. It's looking like the Thieves are going to take this 8 point and extend it by a minute.
Yeah, Thieves makes the play. Great work coming through from the Thieves as they earn themselves another minute on the clock. And I know we talked about London, you know, quite a bit, and how great they've been on this map. Thieves yesterday, this was, the only returning map from the series they had yesterday versus Paris. 3-0ing them on controlled checkmate. As they're starting off this offense pretty much the best way that you can. Defense, we talk about rules out a majority of the time, but see what we've got planned next as Venom winning a major fight over in that base. With a minute on the clock, live advantage with the Thieves for the moment as they look to try to put in the vice script for now, but you see players pretty much spread throughout the entirety of the map. Everybody just looking to try and grab some good old map control.
Yeah, TJ's been pushed up in their base the entire time, just staying alive in this wood area. Now he's finally going to get taken down. So that's going to give the opening for the Ravens players to start pushing up, not worry about their base. Dylan's going to slide onto the point, take down Kenny. So far, the Thieves have a 7 live advantage on their very first offense. That's going to be 2 down now. It's going to force the players from the Ravens to drop ball strategy and try to push this point. First tick is going to come in. They only have 5 lives remaining. Venom's going to be able to take down 1. No more lives for the Ravens. It's looking like the Thieves are going to be able to walk away with this one. But as I say, that 3 go down. It's going to change the positioning out of Drazah. He's able to take down 1. Paul X with the trade. Now left in a 2v9 situation.
2v9, an uphill battle. 30 seconds on the clock, and with Dylan dropping. Paul, you're a great player. We highlighted you a lot, my friend. But yeah, he's going to go and wave the white flag. So Thieves walking away with the early offense, man. You got to give them some props for that. We talk about it consistently, how difficult it can be, but they're able to make it look somewhat simple there in that situation. I think for me, it was kind of the early time they got over at that A Street. We talk about it consistently. You drop 4 as a team, and then it can just be pretty much just spawn camping. Like, for the most part, the defense can just put you so far back in your base, you really can't even get out to try to make a play. So good spot there from the Thieves, and specifically, I think for TJ to make the play over at that A Street, hits them up, and they grab that early point, finding this lane through the mid-map. Like to start from the Thieves, but we'll see what the Ravens can produce for us now in this next offense for them, as they'll look to focus their attention toward that B wing off of the rip. Zed looking to try to put in some early fire, not yet met with any players for the time. Nice gunfight win as London try to apply some of the pressure. Thieves looking great for the moment. Let's go and go to our Astro Gaming listening right now. The London Royal Raven.
Drazah's on A weak.
One shot office.
P5 weak, dead. Got me, wing.
On A, got me.
Yeah, he's like that.
He's lagged out.
Yeah, one P5 weak. He's on 4 court.
Yeah.
Could
be from P2.
I'm leaning front P2 now.
Close on me.
Have you made cross? Top wing. Top right wing. Right wing, got me. He's up there. Top wing, no yellow crate.
I want turbo with an 8.
Oh, turbo on their side as well.
I needed it.
Absolutely that side. It's your
Let's go.
I got dropped.
Alrighty, folks. Well, I'm sure that you've probably noticed it by now, right? Right whenever we went to that listen, we're missing a good old TJHaLy. So we'll have to get him back in the game. We'll figure out what happens in this situation. But still, for the moment, London looking solid, but hey, like you said, when we talk about this one, it's going to be difficult whenever you're playing in a 3 versus 4, right?
Yeah, no, but for some reason they're still getting the job done. They have a 2 live advantage. They were able to walk away with that round. Oh no, the game ends. Okay, the game ends. But if you're the Thieves, that was a good first way to start that round. Unfortunately, TJ does drop out of the map, so we should get a restart on that round. But if you are the Ravens, you need to be able to dominate that B push nice and early, because that's something that they like to do off the rip. Unfortunately, their initial push right there was shut down.
It was indeed. Well, folks, we're going to get a quick little restart. Don't fret. We'll be back with some more control right after this quick break. Just like that. We got, well, we're getting situations all figured out. TJ, we got to get him back in the map. It's only fair to do so, right? But we were given word Thieves will be up 1-0. It was just kind of a restart in that round 2. So what? No real harm done. We're just going to make sure that everything is back, making sure that everything is just fine-tuned the way that it needs to be. But let's study. A nice early start on that offense for Thieves. I think we can kind of dive into that round a little bit more now that we have the opportunity to. But what did you like in that opening offense from the Thieves, and what do you expect to see from the Ravens throughout this next offense for them?
It was just the initial break off of the Thieves. They were able to open it up with 3 down, so as soon as they were able to do that, they put 2 people on that 8 point. They get the second tick in easy, and then eventually players drop, but they come back to life, and they get those kills again, and that's they were able to close out that 8 point. But TJHaLy making the play that he was, just being a nuisance in the spawn, running around backwood, picking up kill left and right, is the reason why they were able to hold off the Ravens players from getting any map control. So obviously, we saw the Ravens on their offensive push off the initial towards that B site. Didn't really work out for them. So let's see if they decide to switch it up on this push. But it's all about that initial break off, man. You do not want to start off on offense going down 3 down, because then you're going to give up complete map control and put yourself in a spawn trap. So you're going to see the offensive pushes on both sides just taking their sweet time, just trying to chain a couple kills together and fight for that.
Here we go. Obviously, Thieves up 1-0. Ravens now coming into this next offense, as you called it. We'll see what the look is for them off the rip. As it will be somewhat of a split. Paul X hanging out toward the back. As here we are, Zed quickly dropping off the rip as we are hot and heavy into this control round. London, they are happy to be here and doing well. We're currently getting some time over at both of these points. As one fell over at A, but no harm done as they look to try and stack as much as they can. Every life means so much, but that will be a good early start at this B point. 1 tick through, and Dylan on the other end still making some damage happen. These early control rounds, and on really for the offensive teams, have been stellar to start things off, but Thieves finally get a moment to breathe, a moment to try and wipe the sweat off the brow, as Drazah now hanging out toward top plane.
Yeah, he's just taking his time. He has to try to play his life, so now they're going to lose plane control. But as I say that, Venom's able to take down 1 before he's traded, but TJ's going to take down the 3rd, so now he's going to push up yellow, spawn all these players towards back blue, play a little bit more spawn trappy, able to take down 1. He's going to be in a 3 spree now. He's just trying to stay in the base of the players of the Ravens. Eventually, he's going to get taken down, so now it's time for Kenny to fill that gap. He's able to take 1 down, get away with his life. That's going to be another 2 down for the Ravens. They have to try to fight out of their base, or the Thieves are going to walk away with this round. Yeah,
and time starting to tick away. The early success starting to falter away. As we'll see what London aims at trying to pull off, as that's 2 early kills. Dylan, he drops. Last player alive is going to be Zed. We'll see what he has up his sleeve, and the answer is nothing. Getting with the clothesline toward the top, sitting on 5 in a row for him. And that'll be really the player to look out for coming into this next round. As long as he stays up, Thieves, they secure the round. And obviously, we talked about ignore the score for the moment. It is 2-0 now for the Thieves. In a great spot. But Kenny making the best play, shutting down any final attempt that the Ravens look to make. And what he's sitting on, like we said, 5 in a row coming to this next round. He gets some streaks that could just be the necessary and final nail in the coffin for this control, buddy.
Yeah. 2 kills away. It's all about this initial break off once again. You're going to see that Drazah and Kenny are going to take their time with those assault rifles and just try to pick up kills from long distance. If he does get some streaks, obviously on a map like Checkmate, they are not that useful, but it still does put some fear in the hearts of the Royal Ravens players when you see that. Right off the rip, it's going to be a different push from the Thieves. It's looking like they're going to try to go nice and early towards B. Venom's going to open up with the first blood, trying to take down the 2nd on the box. But here comes Zed on the flank, able to take down 2. Shawnee with the 3rd. Just like that, the Ravens have map control.
The final player being Kenny. He's actually on the other side of this forklift. He's going to go for the challenge, and Paul takes him down. So Zed, I thought for a moment, may have been the 6th player in a row for Kenny's spree. But that one will come to a close, and the Ravens to start off this current round just look to be showing some new signs of life as Dylan, a nice shot on to Venom. Looking like kind of a typical defensive round. I mean, to start things off, it was kind of the offense seeing success. The same thing for LA Thieves can be said, but This is kind of what we expect, is that life count quickly starts to diminish. We'll see what the Thieves can do, but you're just constantly looking at that feed, and it is always London being involved, taking down players, and ending out these team situations with man count advantage. As Drazah, a few extra shots, finally able to make some work happen, but time's starting to tick away, and we're looking at what could be a final push from the Thieves. We'll see what they've got.
And that's going to be 3 down. Drazah's going to be the only player left in plane. He's going to get shot in the back, so all the players from the Thieves are now going to spawn out. Now it's all about just trying to get on this point, trying to get some kills to try to get that defense just in case it does go to a round 5. But TJ's able to get on the point. As I say that, he's going to get dropped, and the Ravens are going to walk away with that defense. And that's a good response after dropping your own defense and then dropping an offense so far. So being down 2-1 on this map, you need to try to make a miracle happen with this offensive push. Like I said, it's all about that break off. If they can chain a couple kills together, they can definitely close out one of those points early and play for more map control, putting them in the spawn trap nice and early.
I know we do see, what, Ravens, PaulX sitting on 4, Shawny sitting on 4 as well. So I know what's up with this opening break, how important it is. But if they can not only have a successful break off, but also have those guys put in some early kills, that could be the key to success here for the Raven boys. As Venom, off the rip, finding the early engagement. Trades another end. So PaulX, his streak ends. Meanwhile, Shawny gets on 5. Couldn't find the other one. Big plays coming in from Venom as that off the break push from Ravens is shut down.
Yeah, so now the Ravens are just fighting out of the back foot. So far, you see that number 7 player in Drazah running around their base. They're able to eliminate him. So now it's all about just pushing up. Like I keep saying, just chaining a couple kills together to fight for that map control. Eventually, they're able to win a couple gunfights, and now they're going to work up towards the same point. Drazah's going to be the only player in a position to try to keep him off, but he's going to get taken down. So now you're going to have one player pushed up all the way towards their side of A. PaulX is trying to fight for plane control, but he's going to get traded by Venom. Here comes the push from middle map. Can they take these players off of this A point? Just trying to set up a crossfire. Venom and Drazah able to take down both, and now the clock is going to continue to click. London need to get on a point to stop it.
Very least, if you're London, you did get that second tick over at A before that great crossfire began to come in. Few different lanes being dominated from the Thieves, but inside of the plane, it's Dylan trying to lead the charge right now. Again, a round victory here for the Thieves would be a game winner. Not series winner, but game winner here for Control. Drazah and TJ putting in the great work. As you look at those London players now spawning all the way toward back blue and right toward the blender of Kenny. As that's going to be 3, all falling in defeat as the Ravens struggling, getting dominated every time they start to show themselves. With 3 seconds left, you can go and put a fork in it. It will be the Thieves winning this round and closing out this Control 3-1 and staying alive in this series study despite all the talk. I feel like everything is opposite. Can I just say that for a moment? Everything is opposite. Like, we're thinking, hey, this could be a good map for the Ravens. Like, they've been good on Control checkmate. Nobody wants to play on it versus them. They're up 2-0. They get this map, and the Thieves take. I don't know what to say, study. I really don't. Just Pick'em's destroyed. My predictions out the window, as always.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, brother. My Pick'ems have been destroyed since the day 1 has started, and now the Thieves, they are showing life. They are fighting back in this series. They walk away with that Control, which can be a swing map for certain teams. It's that map that people get scared of because it's the start of a reverse sweep. And now we're going into a raid hardpoint between both of these teams. You're going to have London, who are 0-1, and the Thieves, who are 0-3. But like I said, man, if you're the Thieves, you just got to continue to have fun. Obviously, that first hard point, the rotations weren't there. You were just fighting from the back for the entire time. But everyone knows how to play raid. Just got to be there nice and early. Make sure you get those 60s on those hills.
Oh boy, it's going to be fun. Just expect chaos. That's all I can say. From a prediction perspective, just expect some chaos. It's going to be great. Can the Thieves force the game 5, or will London close it out here? Can they bring it home? All that answered and more when we come back after this quick commercial break. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Call of Duty League Stage 2 Major. Thieves v Ravens elimination match. Ravens currently sitting at a 2-1 score line. Feeling good coming into this next HP, you'd like to think. But Thieves, hey, they look fantastic in that control. We'll go take a look at our maps and modes. And oh boy, we've got a Raid Hardpoint up next. What Raid has treated us oh so well. And it was kind of what? The map that kind of sealed the deal for the Ultra in the upset that we saw versus OpTic just hours ago at this point. But we'll go and revisit our first hardpoint. That bad boy was over on Apocalypse, and we're highlighting what? Zed with the overall time. What we see Dylan, Shawnee, a lot of the boys putting in the work. It was Ravens on kind of the off-map pick, playing well in that opening HP study.
Yeah, they were just winning those rotation gunfights. So once you have the spawns on a map like Apocalypse, all the guys on the opposite team are just going to be sprinting at you, trying to flip those spawns. So you've seen a lot of the times that Thieves are pushing around the back for that P4 because they know if they flood the front, it's basically chalk. You're not going to be able to break it from there. So a lot of free kills were going in favor of Shawnee, who was sitting in the back with that assault rifle, just picking players off. And now you're going into a hardpoint on Raid. My dog is kind of excited. We're going to have a good map here.
We all are excited. You have no reason to not be excited. If you're not excited, then you paid too much for your admission. And it's free. Hey, it's free. You get rewards. There's so much to be excited about, folks. I will say, I'm very excited if the Thieves do win this series for one reason. Kenny, and it sounds weird, Kenny bought a lightsaber, and he promised that if they win this series, he will bring it out on camera. So I'm waiting for that. I'm not necessarily rooting for the Thieves. I know Miles and Lonnie are just secretly cheering, going nuts right now in the green room, I'm sure. But hey, it's going to be a fun one. Hardpoint Raid up next. Can the Ravens bring it home? Or will the LA Thieves continue what has been a very interesting Cinderella story? Does the slipper still fit? We'll find out. Thieves v Ravens. Here we go, Study.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at this initial push right now from the Thieves. You see that player going up water steps, which is going to be Venom. So the player is going to be out of play. And that's going to be 4 dead right off the rip for the Thieves. So Ravens are going to have control. They do have the spawns for P2. So now it's all about just keeping the pressure on the Thieves to keep them off this point. It's looking like the Thieves are trying to play for that rotation, trying to push through that P5 and flip these spawns on their head. But right now, the Ravens are just holding this P1 hardpoint. And you do not want to be able to give up 50 seconds on this and lose spawns for P2. But it's looking like the Thieves are able to flip it. Now the pinch is going to come in. One player is going to be left from the Ravens. And he eventually is going to get taken down. Yes, he does. And now the time is going in favor of the Thieves, and they have the spawns.
I mean, hey, man, that's about the best way that you can play this situation off the way that the opening sequence in the first hardpoint laid out. I mean, what, if you're Thieves, we're talking, hey, Ravens off to a great start. What do? They go for the pinch. They try and secure spawns for next. They also get the pinch as well over at P1. But hey, it's currently the Ravens breaking on inside of the kitchen. They've got something cooked up quite special, but that'll be 3 in from the Thieves off of the retake. And with the Ravens spawning over here toward that middle pit, Drazah aware of it. While he does drop, the Ravens still trying to apply some pressure. 35 very valuable seconds still left on the clock as we have got a full-on team engagement. Dylan's trying to stay alive, so as the dust settles, it will be the Thieves grabbing the remaining seconds, but they are off to the races toward that mansion, and Paul X is here to greet him. He falls, and that could be the key for Thieves. They've got a few players prepared. If they could chain these next 2 hills, or rather that last hill together in with Garage, what a great spot it would be. But TJ drops. London currently handling the damage well, and now we're set up for Garage.
Yeah, I thought it was going to get a little scary when Paul X lost that engagement. He spawns all the way across the map, but his teammates are able to win those engagements to get back in towards this P3 hardpoint. There's only going to be 1 player left, and the pinch is getting set up right now for the Thieves. 2 players left from the Ravens, left in this hardpoint. The pinch is coming in from both sides. These players are able to take down both. Now they have control. All they have to do is eliminate Zed. That's going to be 3 down now for the Ravens. And time is still going in favor of the Thieves. 30 seconds remaining on this P3 hardpoint. If you are the Ravens, you want to send someone off the rotation, you're going to see it. That number 1 player is going to be setting up nice and early. They're just trying to keep this as contested as possible, and not trying to give up all this time to the Thieves, and also play for that rotation.
Yeah, great call. Right, Paul X making the play, trying to set up for basketball early. As Thieves, as the hill comes to a close, will have solid advantage coming into next. But if we know anything about basketball court, how much the game can start to turn if you are able to hold down that hill in particular. But it's the early pressure inside a kitchen, and somehow Kenny and Drazah both stay alive. Kenny ends up dropping eventually, but still the Thieves making some good pressure. Zed staying alive toward mid, tossing out some utility. So London locking down basketball court well for now as the Thieves look to rally, look to try to gain some positioning, and really just look for that opening pick. And it's a matter of if London will give that to them or not. Paul with the pistol up close. Thieves finding three. Thieves looking to break, and that's all four. Constant breaks out of the Thieves despite what has been a very close game. Kenny hitting beams, eventually drops, but Thieves, tell you what, man, I mean, based off the breaks that they have had so far, I feel like this score should be much different than it is. But here we go, now on to P5 in just a few moments. TJ winning some fights up close. That's 4 in a row for him.
They're starting to heat up, man, and you can just tell these engagements are insane so far. Kenny's going to get one on that P5. Here comes TJ from water steps, able to take down the second as well. Every single time the Ravens are rotating, the Thieves are breaking in with a good amount of time left on that hard point. So now they're able to get this initial time off this P5. It's all about, if you're the Ravens, you have to set up a pinch. You have to set up a pinch and set it up coordinately with your teammates. It's looking like you're going to send 2 through pillars and 2 through zig, but Kenny's going to eliminate 2. Shawnee's doing everything he can from the pillar side to try to stay alive. Kenny with the 3rd, TJ with the 4th. TJ's working towards some streaks. The Thieves are not giving up on this series.
TJ says, low-key, I'm on streaks. Guys, I'm actually on streaks this time. Is going to earn the crews and the artillery. Major plays made from the Thieves right now inside of P5. Hit dominated by this team who has so much passion right now, so much going for them. Doubling the score and chaining these last 2 hills together oh so well. And they're going to make sure they grab every single second. TJ's happy to go toe-to-toe with them as often as possible. But here we go into P1. Ravens in desperate need of some signs of life. They've got to try to turn things around. They do have that next rotation for kitchen, so that could be their ticket to bring this one back. But it's going to need to, we're really going to need to see continuous aggression, continuous kind of tight plays out of the SMG study. And we know that players like Zed, like Dylan can provide that. As TJ with the streaks from above doesn't take down a soul. It's really because his teammates are just slaying out oh so well. He doesn't have to find the streak kills.
Yeah, so obviously with that streak, he's going to scatter all the players from the Ravens. So they're just running right into the pre-aims of his teammates. So now they're able to open it up with that remaining 20 seconds. That's going to put them up by 100 points. They're trying to force this game number 5.
20 out.
You see what they're doing. They're trying to play for these spawns. TJ still has that artillery, so he's going to be playing his life, making sure he's taking his time on this back push. That one player that's pushing through basketball court is going to be Zed. He could be the playmaker for the Ravens. Is he going to win the engagement? No, he's not. That's going to be 3 down. Last player is going to be in the hill. Dylan's only 1 left. Eventually, he should get traded, and just like that, the Thieves are able to break in.
Thieves breaking in again. I don't know what kind of run that these boys are on right now, but it's got to be something crazy as Ravens just trying to slow the bleeding as much as they can. Starts to get more and more tense. The Ravens able to put a good sequence together, so they will be able to grab the remaining time, really because they have to, but they've got to focus on that next rotation. Early player over at Garage is going to be Shawnee. He and Zed going to group up together. If they can find this, this could break open the game. This could be their ticket back into this map. As the fights begin to go through, Shawnee having to back up. Zed does win a crucial fight toward the flank, though.
So now here comes the push from the Ravens. Even though the players from the Thieves are spawning a little close, Dylan's going to win that engagement. So now the pinch is on. Drazah and Kenny trying to do everything they can in the hill. Drazah's going to be the only one left from the Thieves. You have all the players spawning out towards Ray. Drazah's trying to play his life, but eventually he's going to get taken down by Paul. So the Ravens, they're fighting back. They're fighting back. They need to hold this remaining time and play for those rotations. So if you're the Thieves, 30 seconds remaining, you probably give this one more good push and then set up for that basketball hill. And with 2 players dropping right there, you're going to see both of them coming off spawn and just rotating nice and early. But their hands are going to be full as 2 players from the Ravens are already here.
And that's big. Kenny wins the 1v1, so Thieves will have the late time Well, that's going to get them to around 243. They're going to be within 7 seconds off of this rotation. Ravens looking at an uphill battle. We'll see what they've got produced, but Thieves hop off the point early because they want to try to get into this hill as often and as quickly as possible, trying to grab that real estate, that mid-map real estate. Dylan trying to hold off the line of defense. Zed, he has to drop in order to try to sacrifice himself for the point. TJHaLy looking to try and set on up, but it's TJ with the streaks from above, trying to create chaos. Hanging down in his little hut, trying to stay alive. Paul able to win one. So right now, Ravens holding on well, but they've got to string together an incredible sequence just to keep this one close. Well, the Thieves have yet to break on in. You like their chances and then some. As a big gun engagement goes through, Ravens still with those spawns are going to be in a good spot. Thieves just trying to apply pressure so that the Ravens have to continue to put their bodies inside of that old hill. And when we rotate, it's going to be player 7. Drazah's here early.
So now you're going to have the Thieves set up for P5. They only need 8 seconds to close this out and force a game number 5. So kills need to go. They need to be enchained. And just like that, everyone is going to drop. The Thieves are going to win map number 4. And we're going to a game 5. I cannot believe this, Lando, because the Thieves, they're showing life. They were down 0-2 in the series. They bounced back in the control. They win this hard point. Now we're going into their best overall search and destroy. This series is far from done, my friend.
It is far from done indeed. Far from done, as we constantly, throughout the stage 2 major, we've just been kind of calling out a number of different times. Okay, this is probably going to be what seals the deal. This is going to be the closer. Just when we start to count out the LA Thieves, they begin to bring it back. And I know Kenny, he has been big for this team in terms of communication. He's kind of taken over that leadership role now with Slasher, obviously not being in the starting lineup right now. So I know he's happy to rally the group back, a young group of players, but boy, have they started to perform. A great sequence late for them is what we talked about the stats. Nothing really kind of showing out too much, just very standard, very well consistent play across the entire team. I know what maybe from the other side you could call it Dylan 16-25, 3,700 damage with the SMG, just not able to get it done enough. But as you called it, my friend, we've got that Moscow search and destroy up next. I hesitate to even give a call out. I mean, I hesitate to even give a prediction. I hesitate to say anything at this point, Steady.
Yeah, I can't even give a prediction either. All I know is if you're the Ravens, you better make sure you're holding that S-keys because TJ's going to go up and down. Don't forget, the guy dropped 12-0 on Moscow, so he just likes to take control of P5, likes to run around the middle of the map, running up S-keys and just being a nuisance. You need to be able to counter that, and I'm looking at Dylan to be able to equalize on the TJ.
Oh boy. Well, let's go and take a look back here for our USAA coverage moment. It's kind of been this dynamic duo for the LA Thieves, right? Kind of the veterans of the team, Kenny and TJ getting the work done over here at E5. And this is really where the game kind of started to break open, Steady.
Yeah, so once they were able to break in towards that P4, they were able to get a full 60 on P5. And TJ also picks up streaks. So at this point, with those 2 streaks, you're able to at least set up 2 breaks on 2 different hills, and he was able to use that streak immediately for that P1 off the rotation, gets the remaining 30 seconds, and it was just every time that the Ravens felt that they had a setup, Thieves are able to pinch it, win those clutch engagements, and flip those spawns on their head, and now we're going to a game 5. Oh, man, I'm at a loss for words, man. I just can't wait to see who comes out on top.
Folks, let us know in the chat. Let us know on social media. Use the hashtag CDL2021. Who do you got? Is it the London Royal Ravens who are bringing it home? Or will the LA Thieves continue to stun us? We've got Game 5 on Moscow right after this quick break.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Grab your popcorn, bring your monitor oh so close, folks, as we have got ourselves an elimination game 5. Loser of this series is going home in top 10 here at the Stage 2 Major, and the winner will advance. Let's go and take a look at how we got to this exact point. London starting off oh so well, claiming the hard point, winning the search and destroy. And ever since we saw that checkmate control, new signs of life coming through from the Thieves and the respawns. Now we find ourselves on some good old Moscow search and destroy. I know when we talk about search and destroy, we kind of have to reference back a little bit to what were the stats in that last search and really study. It was Paul X, the rookie, going big, 11-3 for the squad.
Yeah, he was just cutting off the middle of the map the entire time on Miami. As soon as he saw Dylan was getting pressured towards that A, he puts himself in an angle where he's always able to help his teammates. So going into this Moscow, obviously London do not like this map. They're 0-3 on it compared to the Thieves, who are 3-0 on it. They need to come in with a completely new game plan, and hopefully they're able to show it.
Oh boy, I don't know what to think, man. It's gonna be nuts. I gotta bring up though, Kenny, by the way, like I said, I brought it up a little bit earlier. I'm gonna bring up our Astro Social soundboard for this one. Ken basically said, "I am now Sith Lord Kenny." Shout out to Astro, they replied back and said, "Kylo Ken." Kenny says, "This is the one." So we gotta see exactly what this lightsaber is looking like that he just purchased, by the way. Oh, look at that. Look at that, Standy. I know you're not the biggest fan of Star Wars, but you gotta respect that, my man. You gotta respect that. That is a very, very threatening lightsaber.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool, man. Just like you said, I've never seen Star Wars ever, so it looks pretty cool, though.
I love that, man. Kylo Ken, I know you don't get that reference, but it's perfect. Shout out to Astro for that. But Kenny, what, man? I tell you what, he's gonna be so influential. We talk about the search and destroy as well. I'm not just excited because of what could be the lightsaber being shown on stream if they do win this, but also because of how big he's been for the comms for this team. Again, I know we kind of talked about it earlier, but kind of our kind of pre-game show we had on Twitter Spaces, he was talking about how this team, communication-wise, has been kind of uniting around what is just kind of this odd situation right now going on in the Thieves camp. He's kind of taken over that leadership role, and he's been happy to do so. And I know this is going way back, but I always remember back in like Advanced Warfare, whenever Kenny was like making his actual debut when he was like 15 or 16 years old. There's a guy named Spacely that I know that you're familiar with, who led a young group of guys to like back-to-back like top finishes. And I always think back and say, you know what? When you talk about young players, whenever you put them in that leadership role, sometimes they thrive. This could be Kenny's opportunity as well. As here we go, into the Game 5 search and destroy. Moscow to close us out. Who's going home?
And right off the rip, it's looking like the Ravens are trying to go towards this B site. They know that the Thieves like to take control of P1, being aggressive towards the map, so they're able to rotate off both. And that's a great first blood onto TJ. We know what he can do with the submachine gun on a map like Moscow. Shawnee with the second automatically turns it to a 4v2. Bomb is going to be planted. This round should go in favor of the Ravens. You're going to see both players from the Thieves wrap back, trying to get that long range distance with these assault rifles, but in a 4v2 situation, Drazah does have the Krig, so he's going to be working around this street side. Venom's trying to take his time pushing in towards this site. They're going to locate him off that nade. Drazah's going to slide in. Venom trying to go for the trade, and just like that, a good, clean first round out of the Ravens.
Yeah, clean, and like I said, this is kind of the same situation that we had, in Toronto versus OpTic. It was a matter of them just kind of being fully committed to whatever it is that they want to do. I know, in kind of the little late round situations, we saw them kind of, having a few different rotations where it was kind of odd, but whenever they kind of put their focus in, it was hard to take them down. That's exactly what we see there out of the Ravens. A clean or dropping. As now we come into this next offense, we'll see what the Thieves are going to give us here. So it looks like pretty much somewhat of a split really throughout the map. They've got 2 issued over at B. Right now, Venom staring down through mid as they'll look to try to find a pick. So not nearly as decisive as London. Paul X, as soon as he gets a look, quickly wraps back. We're 30 seconds through, and we've hardly gained any visuals. And I think, what, from the defensive perspective, you'll take that.
Yeah, right now the Thieves are just trying to play for information. Trophies are eventually going to come in, but Shawnee's going to open up with a great first blood onto the island player on Kenny. Shawnee with the second as well. Another 4v2 situation for TJ and Drazah. Bomb is going to be down towards back gold. But TJ's in a position. Flanking through this A site. He's going to reload his gun. Make sure he has every single bullet for this engagement. Going to be able to take down one. Now it's a 3v2 situation with the time ticking. Bomb is starting to work towards A, but they know where TJ is. TJ's going to make another kill happen, so now it's going to be a 2v2. Does he have the information? And one's going to be in the back. No, he doesn't. Drazah is going to lose that engagement. TJ tried to do everything he can on that round, but the Ravens still walk out on top.
I gotta say, man, I know you were kind of highlighted. It just looked like the sequences were just going in the way of TJ. It looked like the Thieves may have come away with the surpriser, but London all the stronger, and we can't talk enough about TJ, his impact in Search and Destroy, his impact specifically on Moscow S&D. It's been felt a time or two. But unfortunately for them, it's just not enough to secure the round. As Ravens now back on their offense and sitting in a nice spot for the moment. Zed 3 in a row for him. As London, they also look to find their 3rd round. Now in offense, we saw a quick B hit last time around, and it appears B still will be the call. Will it be nearly as aggressive? We're about to find out. As through the boulevard, they begin to go. Kenny, the island player right now for the squad, is going to have to gain quite a bit of information here. But they quickly wrap right into the site. No information granted yet for Ken.
Yeah, and this is going to be a free bomb plan for the Ravens. Can we see a play out of Kenny like we saw out of Dashy, just getting great timing on this B street, but they're able to spot him, eliminate him, so that's going to be the island player. So now they do have control of B, but they're playing the rat back. They're going to force 2 players from the Thieves to rat back towards that site, but one comes back. They might have read this perfectly.
There's Venom. Venom finds the pick. Trying to go for the bomb plant, but they have to actually jump off of it, and the Ravens will secure the round. So definitely kind of a scatterbrain type situation, but that is exactly what we saw the Ultra do in that last game versus OpTic Study on this very map. They know that they have control over toward one side of the map, and they're reading the rotation from the opponents. Well played from London as 3-0 to start this one off. I mean, I hate to say it, but this is a much-needed round. This may be the necessary round for Thieves to take, and if not, you're staring at 4-0. You're staring at a team that just looks so well coordinated, especially in their offenses. Thieves, major spot for them. See what this young group can do. Now eyeing up over toward A. TJ finding that first blood.
TJ's able to get the first blood, and he's being super aggressive through this site. Kenny with the second, so now it turns into a 4v2. Both players from the Ravens pushing up this Esky side. Kenny's going to be able to take down one Zed. Now left in a 1v4. He's going to drop. And that was a good round out of the Thieves right there. Just really taking it to him on that A site. Dropping all strategy. They were just like, hey, we're playing too slow. It's not really working out for us. Let's try to switch up the pace right now. And that's exactly what happens. So far, both teams have been playing their defensive setups basically identical. They're taking control of that P1 and just playing off the rotation. But TJ opening up with that first blood, just being aggressive towards that site. They outnumber that player who was playing it by himself, and eventually turn around. Read both players coming up SC's. Good round out of Thieves.
Now, as we said, a much needed round, able to secure it. TJ with that first blood, and Ken really from there lights him up. But like we said, Thieves stay alive. Is the intensity very high for both these teams right now on the brink of what could be elimination. Kenny continuing that streak now to 4, trying to ruin the party early from the Thieves. They are going to read that TJ's here. Can they win the fights? They do. London bruised off the rip. Current 2 versus 3 as they'll look to just try and join up together. Kind of your 2 impact players for this Ravens group as they'll look to maybe make the play over at A. And really from the Thieves. You know, there's a lot of vets out there who are happy based off the way they're playing this right now, trying to stick together. This could be the opener from Paulex. Unfortunately, he gets dropped. All down to Dylan, hanging out toward the Eskies. And what can he pull off? What can he do just to try and slow down what has been the Thieves train? And the answer is nothing. Back-to-back rounds out of LA.
And that was a tremendous first blood out of Kenny. He was able to open up with the first one, and then he backs up, changes his positioning, and able to get the second as well. That's going to put him on a 5 spree. He's 2 kills away from working towards some kill streaks and getting back in this game. Good plays out of Kenny there. Even though TJ did drop, just having his teammates back, being the guardian angel for TJ, getting that trade is exactly what Kenny needs to do. Now they found themselves down 1 round, 2 back-to-back for the Thieves.
Oh boy, 2 back-to-back. And I tell you what, man, we just know the impact that a player like Kenny can have. I know there's been a lot of people who've kind of recently referenced back to like World War II Kenny. Like he's kind of changed up his role from time to time. There's a lot of people saying like, is Kenny the problem with the team? Like what really seems to be the issue he is putting on for the roster right now? 5 spree as we get ever so close for what could be the first blood. The nades raining early, but yet anyone to fall. That's quickly about to change up, and it's Venom going big early, takes down the entry SMG of London, and it appears to be a wrap back to Paulex. He can read this, only finds one, and that will be an open B site from the Thieves.
Thieves, no hesitation, just all take control of mid-map. Now they're going to be able to work towards this B plant. Kenny does drop, so he's not going to be able to pick up any streaks on the round. Now it's all about just trying to tie this game up. Going to see both players from the Ravens working them on the backside. You're still going to have 2 players inside sight. 1 player in Drazah playing deep street. He's able to spot one. He's just going to get away with his life, just making sure he's continuously throwing these shoulders, getting that information for his team. Puts down some shots on the Shawnee. Here comes the flank out of Venom. Venom able to take down 1 Shawnee. He's going to get traded, and that is 3 back-to-back for the Thieves. They have completely switched the pace up on their offensive pushes, and it's been working for them so far.
We see Venom involved in those early engagements. It's always a good sign. He'll be on the positive end of this one. Really, he's looking so good in these last few. And I know you said it's kind of in their offensive adjustments, the way they've been able to kind of handle things in that department. But from the Ravens, now what do you look to do? You've had somewhat of a slow look. What appears to be the play. They've eyed up this B-bomb site a decent amount. We've seen constant rotations. Why do you think we're seeing so many rotations on Moscow? Why is that?
It's because they know that people are going to be pushed up towards that auto bricks at A. So if you wrap back, the guy has an insane head glitch on that side of the site.
I sort of know.
They don't want to take their time and go there.
Just a lot of them,
yeah,
you know?
Once they open up with the first blood. Yeah, they got to get that first blood, gain that information. Then whatever the information his teammate, who is the island player, which is Paulex right now, is able to try to open up that site. We heard Insight say it in his interview. He's just like, I gained all that information. I watched them wrap back. Come back, come back. So that's basically what Paulex is trying to do, but forcing all the players from the Thieves to wrap back towards A. Such a slow push coming out of the Ravens should be a free B bomb plant.
Free for now. Dylan gonna put down the objective. That one will be successful. Does escape with his life as TJ quickly goes for the wraparound. Gonna gain any information. TJ quickly uttering out the callouts as here comes the nade. Trying to set up shot. Stop the early bullets coming in as they light up for Tej. Can't find the third as Shawnee has to run onto the site. Final player alive is going to be Paul. 1 versus 2. 20 seconds left to defend that bomb. Kenny watching one side, Drazah on the other, and it is the Thieves winning 4 rounds straight. As Drazah will put in the defuse, the streaks only continue as LA on a different sheet of music right now. The way that they started, I thought this was going to be a quick Game 5, one that we just kind of forget about, but boy, has it been all the opposite. Is everything coming together right now out of LA, Study?
Yeah, I don't understand the setup out of the Ravens. They all went to that little room. They all must have grabbed a chair and just sat in each corner right there. And TJ was able to get 2 and then eventually get traded. I don't like the positioning out of the Ravens there, just trapping themselves into that room. You gave up complete bomb control. And eventually TJ just capitalized on that. They execute that break, and now they found themselves up by 1 round, making it 4 rounds in a row for the Thieves. And right off the rip, they're changing up that pace once again, being aggressive in P1. Is it going to catch these players from the Ravens off guard? They know that paulX is going to be sitting top out. They're able to open up with the first blood. But Zed, he's not going to turn. He's just going to be sitting there taking his time. Do they know the positioning out of Zed?
Got a free plant?
Is this free?
Nothing in life is free, buddy. Nothing in life is free. It's going to come with some bloodshed. Here we go. The retake. A major spot for the Ravens. As here comes the utility. Tossed out. Zed looking to try and lead the way. As the early look gets granted from Dylan to somewhat of a bait and switch, but TJ's watching the perspective. The nade lands. Tells TJ to catch the 2 versus 3. Now making it 2 versus 2. Zed hopping on the defuse. No question about it, but it's Kylo Ken with the kills. And can he find the second? He does. Thieves. 5 rounds straight. As Kenny putting in the final 2 just for good measure. London was looking so great on the retake. But the Thieves answer once again. 1 round away from staying alive. Oh boy, can they get it done here, Study?
Man, oh man. So far, the Thieves have put 5 rounds together, and they are 1 round away from closing out this map number 5. So it looks like they're going to completely hit the Ravens with the blind counter, so it's going to be a 3-on-4 at this site. One player is going to be pushing out the outskirts. It's going to be Venom. He's going to get dropped. So now it's all going to be left up to 2 players here. TJ is going to be able to take down 1, but now it's a 3v2 situation. TJ and the Eskies, they have a great relationship, but he's going to back down from that position. Now in a 3v2, playing the rat back with his teammate to try to secure this round.
Then a Kenny and TJ. TJ goes for the quick angle, but Zed able to drop him, and Zed will find the other as well. Oh boy, when they have to, Study. 5 rounds in a row, we're saying this could be the opportunity to close it out, and Ravens hit us with a fast offense. Zed puts in the last 2 as the Ravens stay alive, and we all begin to have a quick little breather. As what has been an unbelievable series so far. We cannot stress it enough. This elimination game, everything on the line right now for these 2 teams.
Yeah, and the Thieves are going on another aggressive push towards A. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And so far, this pressure has been working for them so far on their offensive pushes. They're going to completely blind counter this setup out of the Ravens too. There's only going to be 1 player at this A site, which is going to be Shawnee. His job is to just stay alive, gain that information. But the only thing is, now, the site is in complete control of the Thieves. They can work towards this bomb plant, but they have to be worried about that Eskies flank. Trophies are getting blown up, and nade's going to come in. Zed trying to work towards that Eskies. Venom's going to read it. Venom's going to be able to take down 1. Drazah with the second. Here comes Paul. Paul and Shawnee able to take it down. So now it's a 1v2 situation left for paulX.
All comes down to the Røkkr. It's a heartbreak or a hero-like moment. Does get the read. Bomb planted for the Thieves. As now that puts even more pressure on Paul to try and make the play. He and Drazah watching each other's backs.
Work out in his favor.
He does get the angle.
Bomb is planted for him.
Almost planted for his position. Cannot win the 1v1. And it will be the Thieves. The slipper still fits. As Los Angeles stay alive in the search and destroy. Winning 5 of our last 6 rounds and complete the reverse sweep. And you see what it means, the elimination game. All positives on one end, but again, heartbreak on the other. London, they could feel that next round. They could feel themselves progressing in the elimination bracket. And that one has to sting, Study. A good and well-fought series from the Ravens, but just 3 in a row. That Thieves coordination was just too strong.
And one stat that we have to bring up now that the game is over, The Ravens have yet to win a Game 5. That's going to put them 0-4 in the season. But if you're the Thieves, take your hats off. You got to be happy for these guys. You can just tell in the player cams, these guys are all smiling. They can't believe that they were able to fight back in this series, never giving up. Truly the underdog story, that Cinderella story. Thieves are continuing to do so. Makes them 4-0 in Moscow. Just switching up those pacings, switching up those rounds, making those mid-game adjustments is what really took them off in that search and destroy. Being aggressive on those offenses really won them that game. They were able to chain 5 in a row and eventually close it out, man. Congratulations to the Thieves. I can't believe they did that.
I can't either, man. I don't think social media is going to know how to react to what we just saw out of the LA Thieves. Just in the last few situations, going big. Kenny and Drazah winning out the 2 versus 1. Securing themselves another series, another day here in the Stage 2 Major. Just unbelievable plays. Unbelievable series, man. Like, that was a series that I hoped that we would see. I didn't think that it would be exactly like that. And I got to say, man, what, 2-0, London go up. We're thinking, okay, LA Thieves, it was just Paris just not showing up yesterday. But they showed us that they are the real deal as they managed to stay alive. And I don't know, man. Sky's the limit for these guys. We'll see what they can do. As we're going to take a look at our scuff play of the game, we'll look back to that search and destroy. And as we called it, man, Kylo Ken, I expect to see the saber, Kenny. I expect to see it. Obviously, one of the biggest plays, putting LA Thieves up 5 rounds to 3 in what was an utter chaos to this round. Break it down for me, Study.
So this is the round where they opened up with Paul X on that first blood, and Zed was sitting in P1 on inner corner and just decided not to turn around or try to help his teammates, try to get a trade in that situation. But you see what happens here. It turns into a 2v2. They know exactly how Zed plays. Zed is always that player that's going to hop the bomb. So as soon as Kenny gets that info, he knows he has to be aggressive towards it, jumps on top of the bus with the line of sights, and was able to take down both, man. But man, you gotta be feeling really good if you're the Thieves. 2 wins back-to-back to get your very first reverse sweep of the entire season. Gotta be feeling good.
You gotta be feeling good. That's without a doubt, my man. And I know it's happiness on one end, it's heartbreak on the other. I know London, obviously this series did not go the way that they wanted to, but that's the way the Stage 2 Major goes sometimes. It's gonna be positives for one and negatives for the other. But folks, let's go and see how everything has been impacted after our last few series so far here at the Stage 2 Major. We cannot stress it enough. Go back and watch that OpTic v Ultra series, as now they will be in that elimination bracket. LA Thieves with this victory now to take on NYSL. After what, getting 3-0'd by the Empire. I mean, hey, if you are a team coming off of a loss like that, LA, I mean, we talk about this constantly, Study. I mean, there have been teams who have made a number of different losers bracket runs. You've been in a number of different those, right? Champs especially, kind of Back and Ghost references one in particular. When you're facing off against a team off a loss, that can really, really put you in a good spot.
It definitely can, man. Especially if you're that team that's coming off a reverse sweep. You guys are 1 map away from getting eliminated from the tournament, and you just fight back. Your back's against the wall, nothing to lose, and they just get the job done, man. And I'm excited to see them go up against New York tomorrow.
Absolutely, my friend. And what, Surge and Mutineers up to kind of close out the day. I have no idea what to expect in that series as well. Just a number of different awesome series still to come. Of course, one more series here through this day. But I'm being told we've got, oh, he's got the saber! Kenny has got the lightsaber. It's official, folks. Look at that. It can't even fit in the camera. It's so good. Folks, Kenny's feeling great off of the reverse sweep. It'll be Kenny and Miles in our post-game interview to wrap up what was a series to remember. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back. Hello, Ken!
Man, that lightsaber is huge.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. It's now time for our Game Fuel Victory Spotlight, and I am joined by none other than the Dark Lord of the Sith, Kylo Ken himself. Bro, welcome. It's loud there in the player compound, mate. Firstly, congratulations. Obviously, that was an incredible series, dude. The composure from the team from start to finish. Well done. I mean, how are you boys doing? It's been quite a run.
I'm gonna turn this off first, but we're doing really good. I mean, London came out frying. We started off really slow. We definitely weren't playing our game at all. We were letting them basically control every map and their pacing, whereas our new team has a crazy pace, and so it was making us uncomfortable on the map, and it showed. But I think the composure out of the boys was perfect. I mean, we never felt like we were out of it. We kept the vibes up, and we knew going into control that if we took that one map, that the series was gonna look good for us, because Ray was like one of our best hard points.
Yeah, it really showed. It showed in the map, mate. Were you going from strength to strength? And again, the squad only seems to be getting more comfortable. Is there anything you want to bring up? Again, we touched about this a little bit in the Twitter spaces we recorded earlier today, but you touched upon Venom as a player. What's it like having him in the squad? Obviously, Drazah's having a much more like a positive impact as far as we're aware, but what's the team like now behind the scenes?
I mean, like I've touched on before, the vibe of the team overall, in-game and out-of-game, is just amazing right now. Like I said before, Venom has some of the best comms from a player I've ever played with. And then Drazah has just been absolutely disgusting. Like, the guy's been frying. He's hard carrying. I love it. Tej is there. Tej actually read almost every single play London was going to do that game 5, which is crazy to do. I mean, he is the pioneer, so you don't expect anything less from him. But yeah, all around vibes right now with the team are amazing. Just looking to keep getting all these reps in with this tournament and hoping we look better after every game, I guess.
Right on, man, right on. You do look very good indeed. The team's really coming together. Hey, thank you so much again for your time. Can we get one more swing of the lightsaber?
Yeah, let me see. Let me get it going. It's so loud. It has like a little sound bite before it too. It's just like, it's amazing.
All right, well.
Here we go.
Here we go. Oh, let's get it. Oh, it's red and everything. Okay, thank you so much again, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
Well, there you go, your Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. Of course, Kenny and the LA Thieves walking away with a big win there. We have one match of Call of Duty left today, friends. Day 2 is far from over. This next one should be insane. See you after the break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. It is Major number 2, and it is the Seattle Surge going up against the Mutineers. All of this presented by Zenny Gaming, and now our final match of the day. It's a long-awaited one, but it's going to be a banger. It's
the battle of the nautically themed teams. The nautical teams. They've got a bit of the ocean in both of them, and we cannot wait to dive in to those murky waters. Chance, how you doing, mate? I had to propose myself after the London match, but Kenny's lightsaber made things all better.
I mean, I'm not much of a Star Wars guy, so I'll leave that for you, but I don't know how I feel right now. I'll be perfectly honest. My pick'ems have been destroyed just like everybody else's. It seems like this bracket is more difficult to predict than like the March Madness one, which is completely absurd, but here we go. One more match at least today, and this one I don't even want to try and predict, because if I did, I would surely get it wrong.
Yeah, who knows? Honestly, I think Nameless summed it up best in the green room. It's like, no one has a clue what's going on anymore, but I'm really enjoying this ride. Right, let's meet our very first team. I've already forgotten who it is. I'm so overwhelmed by how ridiculous today's games have been. Just show us Seattle. It's got to be one of the two, right?